Welcome back to BTW. Next, we have our very last interview. Lee discusses cosplay with local artist Silhouettê. Over to you, Lee.
Cosplay is a very interesting subject. One dresses up as their favourite fictional character, whether that character be from a TV show, a comic book, a video game, manga, etc. One then replicates that character in mannerism, with makeup, props, the whole shebang. I don't know much about this, but I'm very excited to hear about it. To discuss it further, our next guest, Silhouettê. Welcome, Silhouette. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Part of me, well actually all of me, loves this concept of dressing up, of cosplay. I don't know much about it though. Could you give me a bit of history on that?
I'll try and enlighten you to the best of my abilities. So from the internet, from when I've done research on everything when I was a kid, I've found cosplay mostly through I love dressing up, I love doing costumes, and Halloween parties were my thing in high school.
Awesome.
So when I discovered conventions, I discovered there was a proper term for what I love to do when dressing up, which was cosplay, coming from Japan, based on the words costume and play. So it's an element of dressing up as your favorite characters, but also taking on board their personality traits and kind of playing pretend, for lack of a better term. And yeah, so basically started off in Japan, and it's picked up a lot of pace and speed in Western society, and it's just exploded, and it's amazing. I love it.
That's awesome. I'm intrigued to know as to how you go about choosing the characters.
Cool. Well, that's a big process. Normally, the list starts off very small by going, oh, I love this character because of their personality traits, or if they're incredibly badass in whatever they're from, be it film or video game, to sometimes finding a character that resembles your facial structure, and it's like, I have to do this because I can't turn that down. And the list just grows. It goes from, basically your favorite characters that could look nothing like you to characters that resemble you that you want to do. The list is very long. An example of just going out as far to just a character that I love would be Princess Hilda from the Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds video game. She's basically the dark twin of Princess Zelda, who's the main character, and she's got long purple hair, gorgeous gown, protects her kingdom that's prone to darkness, and doesn't look anything like me. But yeah, so it's an escapism of sorts. You can just step out and become something completely different.
So are you attracted to characters from just newer characters, or old characters, or is it sort of all the way across the spectrum?
I would definitely say old characters have a special place in my heart solely because I grew up with them. I would love to cosplay characters that I wanted to be when I was a kid. I want to grow up to be you. Now I can dress up and be you. There is also an element of wanting to do the newer characters as well, mostly because it's new, it's shiny, it's exciting, let's jump on it. Yeah, I would say my personal preference is older characters, but I do like jumping on board with the new ones too.
With your outfits, is it a question of, do you go out and buy a stock standard one, or do you create your own design, make? A bit of both?
I would say a bit of column A and a bit of column B. I'm very lucky to have very talented friends. So one example would be my dear friend Alexandra from Clockwork Butterfly, who actually made my Princess Hilda cosplay. So I will gladly admit that my skill level of sewing is non-existent. It's not there. So I'm not shy in asking a friend to help, and she was more than willing. On the other side of the spectrum, sometimes I'll go op shopping and go to Savers or St. Vincent's and find items that I can work or modify into cosplay. Going down to the things that I actually make would just be props. So I can make props, I just can't really make clothes. So I can make swords and things and staffs, but not clothes.
How do you go about becoming the character when the character doesn't exist outside of the fictional world?
It can be tricky, especially naturally I'm a very introverted personality. I'm very shy. I hide behind my friends most of the time when we're out in public meeting new people. When it comes to cosplay, you can kind of let go of your natural personality traits a lot easier and embody that character. So even though they don't exist in the real world, you can kind of because a lot of us love the character that we cosplay so much, we can kind of pick up what their personality would be like and bring it into our day of hanging out. Like, I cosplayed Android 18 with my partner, Jimmy, who cosplayed Android 17, and we saw other fellow Dragon Ball Z cosplayers out and about, and we would instantly snap into character. Like, we ran up to a Piccolo cosplayer who's a green Namekian enemy at this point, and we kind of just pointed and had a bit of a play and pretend of being enemies and having a mini battle, which was hilarious that someone would just jump into that world with us whilst we're out at a convention. So you can easily embody a character and then snap back to normal and make new friends that way.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love this. All right. Why do you think cosplay is growing in the Western world?
Ooh, I would have to say that's a tough question. My only thought would be, in today's day and age or society, I can't really be saying that, I'm not that old to be able to judge, but I notice there's a very serious tone these days. For example, movies are getting grittier, getting darker. People my age are getting more and more into politics, which matters now that we get older. We realise these things do matter. That I feel cosplay brings back that kind of inner child element back to life. So yes, you may be a business worker or working in a call centre and absolutely hating your job, or working in a bank or retail, but on weekends you can dress up and be your favourite character and escape that and kind of inject fun back into life. I think that, combined with video games becoming popular again and the whole nerdy kind of element becoming acceptable, that cosplay has kind of meshed all that together and become a big fun thing. Like, all walks of life cosplay. I've seen myself and my friends, who weren't the most popular people in high school, ranging to massive bodybuilder dudes that you wouldn't expect would dress in costume, where it's like, I thought you guys would beat up people like us. But we all turn out to be friends because we've all got that one thing in common. We just love these characters.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. Do you think you would ever grow out of cosplay?
I don't think so. I think that even one day when I get older and be a responsible adult and have kids, it just gives me an excuse to dress them up too.
Oh my goodness, you're the most amazing mum. Hello.
Costume parties, kids casual day, bam, done.
You're there. Everyone will be at your house.
Either that or they'll think I'm insane. It's one of the two.
Not at all. Thank you so much for joining us today and chatting to us. Thank you, Silhouette.